In our next section, we have a configuration lab, EIGRP configuration lab. We have our particular topology, as you can see that in the picture too. And we have 4 routers connected to each other. And what lab wants us from to do is, first, all interface configs are made before, which means I don't need to make interface IP address configurations. That's a good news. And configure EIGRP between all routers to provide full connectivity. Okay. Then we are gonna run show IP protocols and show IP route. Then we are gonna run the show IP EIGRP topology and show IP EIGRP neighbors commands, and we'll check the outputs and make some comments about it. Okay, let's go. Let's start with the router 1 EIGRP configuration. I'm in router 1. Let's close this thing. I'm sorry guys, I need to make here to disappear. Okay, because you can focus here better. I'm going to the router 1 first. Enable, and I'm using the same technique with OSPF. First, I'm using the show IP interface brief command and checking my directly connected networks. Okay, as you can see in here, I have 3 networks connected to each other. And to configure EIGRP, I'm going into the router EIGRP and I'm choosing an autonomous system, an arbitrary number, but must match on all our other routers. Then the first thing I need to do is issuing no auto summary command, because if I use auto summary, I can lose some of my routes, and EIGRP automatically summarizes our routes, but I don't want it seriously. If I want to make auto summarization, it's okay. I go and I can make it manually wherever I want, but I don't want EIGRP handles it for me and automatically do it for me, and because of that, I'm using no auto summary command first. The second thing is using network statement. Network, that's it. I have 12 and 13 too. As you can remember from our OSPF labs, we are using /24, which means our wildcard mask is 000-255, and I'm hitting my interfaces using that wildcard mask. I could also just hit these specific interfaces for EIGRP using a wildcard mask of 0000, but my choice is in this way. You could also try the way that I'm saying you, but as I told you now, I'm gonna use this way. Okay, let's go. Show IP interface brief. And as you can see that we are connected to 12, 22 and 4. And I'm going to the router EIGRP 1, not 1. I need to use 10 because I used 10 on the other side. As I told you, autonomous system numbers must match. No auto and network commands. 412 and I have a neighbor, I don't know who is it, and 412 and 24. Here is the good news. I have a neighbor which is router 1. Alright, let's go ahead with router 3. No auto and my network statements. Okay, let's go to the router 4 last. Show IP interface brief, router EIGRP 10 and network 24 and 34. Alright guys, pretty cool. We accomplished the first step and we need to check if we have full connectivity between the PCs. So to accomplish it, I'm gonna try to ping PC1 from PC4. I'm sorry. Command prompt, yeah. Ping PC1. Alright. I'm getting the packets back to me. My ping is okay. That means my EIGRP configuration is okay as well. Alright, this second step, run show IP protocols and show IP route commands. Show IP protocols. In the show IP protocols command output, as you can see that we are using EIGRP with an autonomous system number of 10. Okay, and you can see the metric values, K values that we are using for metric calculation. Alright, and we can use the networks that we are routing for. And let's take a look to the show IP route command. And in the show IP route command, you can see D entries beginning with D, which means EIGRP. For example, I learned this network with EIGRP via this IP address. And I know it since 9 minutes, something like that. Alright. The last step, we need to run show IP EIGRP topology and neighbors commands. Show IP EIGRP topology. You can see the successors to reach the specific networks. And you can also see that if we have a feasible successor or not by calculating, as we have done in our previous slide in the EIGRP section. And you can see the code P we have, which means passive, which means it's okay, we know this route and we have no problem, we are not looking for something for this route, which means everything is stable now. And last, we are gonna check the show IP EIGRP neighbors output. For router 1 we have 2 EIGRP neighbors and they are router 2 and router 3. And you can see the uptime values, and please keep in mind that this Q count value must match and it's 0. That means everything is okay. Alright guys, we have finished this session 2 and thanks for viewing.